Hi, everyone. I'm Patricia Brack. I want to explain to you how I transform my life through heart-centered living. And I have taught people the initial stages of what it takes to transcend into that space. And it's a space that when you enter, it allows you to enter different spaces without having to put much effort into it. So when you're starting on that journey, what is happening is you're starting with a blank canvas. And I'm going to show it this way. So you're really starting with a blank canvas. This is just a paper straw. That's it. This is where you're starting. And as you start to evolve, as you start to shift within yourself, and you're starting to align a little bit more with your heart. So you're shifting from your left brain, you're shifting to your right brain, you're starting to evolve, and you're now moving to this. So something has happened. You've moved from this and you've moved to this. So something has happened. And you're now starting to see the bigger picture of your purpose that was always there inside of you, always there inside of you. So you're starting to see the bigger picture. Okay. Now, what is happening, and this is why I'm here to share this with you, is that you start to produce and you start to develop something that you started with this and you're now here. And what has happened is you're starting to think outside the box. You're starting to go beyond what you believe to be your life. And we, as everybody knows, we call it a limiting belief. So now you have this, and now you have this. And you're wondering, what does this have to do with this? Well, let me show you. So now you're starting to think, you're activating the right brain, you're connecting to the frontal lobe, you're seeing a more global picture of who you are, a more three-dimensional, four-dimensional picture of who you are. And with this paper, with this beautiful yellow paper, as you know, yellow, the brain sees it as happiness because we immediately connect it to the sun. We now turn it to this. So we now have a little bit of a frayed paper. Okay. So we took this sheet. This is the power of heart-centered living. How you can go from this sheet to this, and you're thinking, okay, what do I do with this now? So if you remember, I was showing you this, the journey that you're starting to take. And between these two, now you have this. Okay? You have this. It's starting to take shape. You're going through different phases. So you're now starting to take shape. The connection between your mind and your heart is starting to evolve. And you're wondering, okay, now what? Okay, so you're going through different phases to evolve your gift from inside of you to come out into the physical. But this is the process of doing the work that you start to see your inner purpose. So we're going to start to build this. I have these beautiful little petals, and this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to start, right? So I have this little petal, and we're going to start. And we're going to start to bring what we see in our minds into fruition. And how you do that is to transcend to your heart. Okay? Your heart is a far more powerful organ than your mind. So it's starting to take shape. Right. So shall we keep going? So you're starting to see the bigger picture because you have activated your right brain. It is now moving to your frontal lobe. Your frontal lobe has more spatial awareness of what's happening around you. Okay. So you're building, and you develop the confidence because you suddenly start to see what you are actually developing. You're starting to see that. And then you start to gain more confidence. You start to gain more confidence. Oh my goodness, look, it's starting to come. And we started with this. So we're going to keep going and we're going to keep adding. And now the mind is creating a new memory track that is aligned to your purpose, that is also connecting to your heart. Oops, some of them are falling out. We're going to put them together. Start to connect to your heart, and you're starting to understand the blocks that were in your life that kept you in that limited belief system. Okay? It kept you in that limited belief system. Oh, hold on. Let me just put a little bit more glue here. So sometimes you have to go back and revisit the steps that you've taken to strengthen the foundations of the life that you're creating that is related to your purpose. So we're going to keep adding. And this is where you develop patience to see your work evolving. Okay, you start to develop patience and it's coming into place. You're starting to see something happening, and you are taking, this is where you develop resilience. And there's so many ways you can look at resilience. From my experience, it is actually emotional resilience. It is emotional resilience that you need. And as you have emotional resilience, you yourself start to blossom more and more into who you truly are. So you're going to keep building the layers. And as you build the layers, people around you start to see your vision. They start to see your vision. So now I have more petals. They're slightly bigger, but they're going to finish the final product. Okay. So you are now having more confidence. You're making bigger decisions because the new memory track that you have now developed is now able to handle the power of your heart, which has a 6,000 times more powerful electromagnetic field. Okay, it has a 6,000, can you imagine, 6,000 times more powerful than your mind, and it has a 6,000 times powerful electromagnetic field. And you're saying, okay, so you can see it's starting to develop. We started with this. This is the start of you starting to make that brave step into your vision, into your purpose. You're starting to make the initial changes, and look, it's starting to grow. Okay, so you've now developed the memory track that is getting stronger, that you are now utilizing more and more because you have learned the skills, you've learning the tools on how to strengthen your mental muscles, to develop that emotional resistance, to encourage you to make that next step to build your vision. And people will see what you're doing. And I tell you what I have discovered in my journey, you are actually creating so much energy around you that you draw people towards you. And for me, my name has been mentioned in spaces and places that I have no right to be in. But because of the energy that's being generated, the excitement, because of your vision, because you are not actually being guided by your mind, you're being guided by your heart. And your heart, being 6,000 times more powerful, will be picked up by the person that's standing beside you. And even from further, they will be attracted to your electromagnetic force because you are vibrating at that frequency. So you are vibrating and people will be drawn to you. Okay, so you can see, look at this. It's starting to evolve. And we're going to put the last petal in. Okay, we're going to put the last petal in. And creativity is the most powerful thing to do because creativity connects the left and the right brain together at the same time. And that's where something, a light bulb is going to go off in your head. So look, this is the power of heart-centered living. You're starting off with your first step. You are starting to unravel it. You're starting to unravel your gift and look at what you're starting to develop. And then you're growing because you're shifting to your right brain, to your frontal lobe. You're seeing your vision. You're connecting to your heart. Your electromagnetic field is now pulsating. And look at what you've created. You have now created, from this, where you started, you have created your vision. And that is the power. That is the power of heart-centered living. See you soon.